All right, on this episode of Bowks Talking Bouts, happy to be talking to an individual coming off of a big victory, to say the very least. Rizin 28 capturing that Rizin Fighting Federation Lightweight Championship. The first round triangle choke victory. Roberto Satoshi de Souza getting it done over Tofiq Musayev, and welcoming Roberto onto the show for the very first time. How's your day going so far there, man?
Sorry, what's my
I'm just wondering how your day is going so far. Like, how are you doing?
man? I feel so happy. This fight for me is very important. A lot of people don't believe I can win this fight, and it is fun because in Instagram a lot of people put who you think you won, and a lot of people put like a 95% for him, and just for me like a 2% one and 5%. That man, I so happy. This changed my life for sure. This fight changed my life.
Yeah, well, that must feel, super satisfying. Just that's kind of wild to me, though, that you only had that level of chance, because I thought it was an incredibly, competitive match leading into it just on paper, but you got it done really quickly over a high level individual there, and just also becoming the first Ryzen champion. So seems like there's a lot of amazing factors here, man.
Really, for this fight, I train a lot for striking, because I think maybe in the first round I can put him on the ground, because in his fights before, nobody can put him in the ground, like that. I think, man, I need to make him a little bit tired, and maybe in the second round I can go on the ground. But really, my plan is put him in the ground, and when he tries to get up, I go to the back for the taking the show, you know. But in the fight, sometimes the plan change, and when the fight starts, I just try, I gonna look, maybe look if his leg is so strong too, that I put the guard after that, and I go the triangle. I train this a lot too, My students Kleber train a lot triangle too, and I train the triangle too, but I really think I go finish the fight in the back choke, and I tell this a lot too, if I have one chance, for sure I finish the fight, and this happened, when I have one chance, when he make one mistake, I can finish the fight.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes, but it seemed like there was just an incredible outpouring of emotion with your team there, Bonsai Jiu-Jitsu, just reacting to the victory and your emotion in the post-fight interview. How important is your team and just the, deep connection you guys have to this whole journey that you've been going on?
I think for sure the team, my students, Kleber, my brother, I think if I don't train with these guys, if I don't train in Bonsai, I for sure I don't want this fight, I think the more important than how much harder you're training is important. How much now is like. Who people's around you, this is so important too, because in all time in the training and the fight, I remember how much harder I train with my friends, It's like I tell you, a lot of people don't believe in me, but I don't care the other people, I know the people train with me, live with me, stay around with me, my students too, This guy is training so hard with me and believe I can win. And for these guys, I fight, for these guys, for my family, for the people's believe in me, this is so important. I think this is move me for more stronger, more better, and still move me for more, get the better people, better fighter in my life for sure.
Yeah, it just seems like you've had a couple, really amazing fight families in a sense, like just your siblings being really talented jiu-jitsu players, and then also Kleber Koike, someone who is, as Drake Riggs put it, like a sibling through submission, just someone who's also on this Rizin journey with you. So a couple sort of familial ties there with, great jiu-jitsu players. I think that's really cool.
Thanks a lot, man.
But also something that people were thinking was cool was that Rizin returned to the Tokyo Dome, or Rizin coming to the Tokyo Dome for the first time, but just Japanese MMA kind of reintegrating itself back into, that legendary venue. What was it like for you to compete in the Tokyo Dome? Did it seem like just like a next level, like huge kind of event when you were competing there?
Man, really, this is a dream, because I remember when I'm more young, I look at the pride in Brazil, and I look at the Minotauro and Wanderlei Silva, look at the Tokyo Dome, and I think, man, this is amazing, It's a more biggest place for the MMA fighters fighting in Japan. And it's funny because I live here now 11 years, but I never go inside the Tokyo Dome before, just for the day for the fight. And it's funny, but man, when you go inside the Tokyo Dome, you feel the different, And this is I had too, because when I won the fight, when people's gonna talk to me, people tell this a lot. People feel the pride has come back, The feel is the like before, like when Minotauro and Wanderlei Silva fight again, And like that, I so happy for this too, I think I put the MMA. Japanese MMA, the feels back a little bit, That, man, yeah, I'm so happy. This is really a dream. I can get this dream,
Yeah, it's amazing because you talk about these guys like, Minotauro and Wanderlei Silva, but now you're somebody who's in a prominent, huge fight in the Tokyo Dome. You're a champion with the promotion. It's like you're woven in that same fabric now, like you're part of that same lineage. Like, how does that make you feel just hearing that kind of dynamic?
Yeah, for sure. I think everything is, make the better, people don't believe in me. It's a title match fight in the Tokyo Dome, I think this is making it more important for me,
And I'm kind of curious, like, what you plan to do as far as like the remainder of the calendar year here, like as far as like a desired strength of schedule. Like, do you have a, I guess, timeline for when you would like your next fight here, or is that not even something you're, I guess, planning out or even thinking of as much right now?
Really, the boss from the Rising called me to fight in September. But I'm a little bit tired, I tell this a lot for the people. Sometimes the fight is short, like 1 minute or 2 minutes. But I trained 3 months for this fight, That my body is good, but my mind is tired, Like I fight in March, I fight in else for the July. And really, I don't fight in the last year in December. My students Kleber fight. That I train with him, so I train a long time. I think I don't stop the train almost in 10 months, I keep training for Kleber fight, and after I fight, and I fight for the title shot, that I need a little bit of rest, like that. Maybe, I don't know, but maybe just in December I'm gonna fight in the Rising again. But now I want my body, my mind, and enjoy a little bit with my kids, This time for rest. I need to enjoy a little bit this moment, I am the champion.
Yeah, just hearing you talk about that, it would seem like, a New Year's Eve fight where you defend your title would be, a perfect kind of scenario. Is that also something that you're looking at based on your December timeline you just alluded to there?
Sorry, in December, me?
I'm just saying, with the New Year's Eve shows generally being on, December 31st there, like, is that a show you're looking at there, the New Year's Eve card?
Yeah, maybe I fight this in December, in 31, but I don't know who maybe, I don't know, I fight a Japanese guy, or maybe Scorone is better, start come back more the other fighters, But I think this is my plan, gonna fight in December now.
And you talk about, much deserved, celebrating and relaxing with the family sort of thing there. Like, what do you plan to do in terms of, relaxing with the family there? Like, what does that look like for you when you're unwinding there?
I just want to stay with my kids, I think for my kids it's more harder because my kids is so young, my kid one have 4 years, the other have just 2 years. Like that, when I train for the fight, sometimes I feel a little mad, with my kids because I tired and the kids won't play with me. Like that, just to stay with my kids, nothing like a big things, For me, just stay with my kids and going somewhere, go enjoying the pool, I just want to stay happy and eat a good food with my kids. Just this I want.
Exactly, man. You deserve to, celebrate a little bit, being that you're the champ and hanging with the family. But something that I was curious to ask you about was when you took on 5 consecutive opponents at Rizin 21, just took on a variety of, different grapplers from a variety of ranks and whatnot. What was that experience like, getting to do that? Because I thought that was, pretty interesting.
Sorry, I don't understand the question. Sorry, you can tell me again?
Oh, just when you grappled multiple opponents there. I'm just kind of curious, like, that dynamic with Rizin. Like, can you talk about that a little bit?
I tell this for the people too, I train a lot to striking too, but if I feel I can finish the fight in the ground and the guys don't give me a punch in me, for me it's good, I still like that. I still make more jiu-jitsu than the strike, But if one day I feel maybe I can go the takedown, I need to use my striking, and for sure I go the striking too. But when I feel I can keep the fight for the ground, I for sure I still make a fight is in the ground for the finish. It's better for me,
I'm just curious, though, just how you're, talking about it. Would you like to be able to show off more striking in your Rizin fights? Like, I mean, you're going to take the opportunities that are, presented to you and use your best skills, but is there any kind of desire to show off the striking more so?
Maybe if I need, I don't understand why the people's like it's the MMA, it's mixed martial arts. If people want to watch more striking, go to K1 or the other event,
Yeah.
But when when you watching the MMA, it's MMA, it's heavy striking, heavy grappling, But for sure, if one day I can put the fight in the ground, I think it's good for me too, because a lot of people say that, he's a champion, but I don't see him in the strike, But it's no problem. Maybe I prove, and one day I gonna prove I really champion. I am MMA fighter, I can fight in the boats, I can fight in the striking, I can fight in the ground too,
Well, I mean, you've definitely proved you're champion already for sure, man. And I think you're one of the individuals nowadays that just is an incredibly exciting grappler for sure. Just really, I mean, snapping in the maneuvers just with lightning precision for sure. So definitely something I enjoy, no doubt. But I'm kind of curious, you've been good with your time and everything like that. Is there anything you maybe want to, I guess, add as a parting thought as we're wrapping up here? Just anything that, hasn't been mentioned already that you'd like to kind of talk about a bit?
I just want to say thank you for the people's believe and people's don't believe in me, I think the both is important. People that believe in me make me more strong, and people don't believe in me, I make it more strong for prove the people is wrong too, I not just jiu-jitsu fighter, I for sure I am a fighter, and I I get the belt, but it's not finished, I start like that. I just prove for the the people's I really champion. I want to stay this belt in rising belt in Japan for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an incredible victory to watch that at Rizin 28, and cool to hear that you're looking to ideally get back out there in December, and I hope that can pan out for you. But in the meantime, you enjoy the time with your family and the well-deserved win there, man. Thanks for all the time, and just have a good rest of your day, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks a lot.